Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I hope everyone's Thursday. Hard to believe it's Thursday. I hope everyone's Thursday is off to a good start. My name is Sarah from Jesse James Beads, and I will be your host this morning. Typically on Thursdays at Jesse James Beads, we do our Celebrity Spotlight, which has been a ton of fun this entire 2021 year, almost at 2020. Anyhow, on Thursdays, we feature a different designer from around the industry. She or he comes on to promote his or her brand, products that are available at Jesse James. And we learn from this designer how he or she uses their products. So today we had scheduled Tracy from TierraCast, and unfortunately her family has some personal things that is going on. I'll leave that story for her. But we have to reschedule Tracy. Anyhow, our heart's out for her at this moment. And we want to continue our consistency here with design on Facebook. And I've got some really great, simple and fun tips and tricks to use with leather, brand new TierraCast that's at Jesse James, and also some beads as well. So we talk a lot about, you guys have talked a lot about how to size your jewelry, how to do appropriate bracelet sizing. I have been really into the look of layering, and where I'll just kind of throw on whatever and let the layers fall as they may. You can do it a little bit more systematically by measuring out your layers, cutting them to the appropriate length, and then attaching them to your findings. So I've got some stuff on my table here that I'm going to share with you. This is a really good segue or secondary edition of what we were talking about last night on the Jesse James What's New Wednesday. So we'll be using some of the same products, but turning them into a necklace piece. I'd be lying if I wasn't say that we're winging it today. But it's kind of fun to design on the fly and to take one step at a time and just give yourself some patience and the woosah that we all go through these things. Just because a designer is live on camera doesn't mean that she hasn't had to finagle the parts and pieces to make them work, and to come up with the design that feels good, to our own personal soul. So, hi Mom. So I'm going to turn the camera around. I'm going to show you what we've got here on the table. There's some really cool stuff to play with, of which we just released at Jesse James yesterday. And they're from some of brands that you love. TierraCast is amazing. LeatherCord USA is the bomb. And these beads are really, really fun too. So flip the camera around, and I will see you on the mat. Thanks for tuning in this morning, and good morning to you, everyone. Thursday morning. Let's do it to it. Yay, Mary Bacone says, that's life. We're winging it all the time. That's right. And get it, girl. That sign was given to me by my dad, Jesse James, a couple years ago for Christmas. And it lives right here at the warehouse on my desk. All right, so I'm going to put my mat down here. I hope this pink color isn't too glaring, but I just don't want, things to be sliding all over the place. Okay, so I have got for us today, this just released at the shop yesterday, these brand new, these brand new Pantone flavored leather pieces from LeatherCord USA. So we got in these this 1 millimeter size. That one's 0.5. We got in this 1 millimeter size, and then we also brought in 2 millimeter because TierraCast does these really bomb.com end findings. Okay. So these end findings, let me just whip these out of here. We're going to work with silver today. And I'm going to get a dish. Hold on. Okay. All right. Okay, so these end findings right here, the larger ones, they're part of the Jardin collection from TierraCast. These larger end findings are the perfect size for 2 pieces of 2mm cord or 4 pieces of 1mm cord. And what's really cool about these cord end findings is they don't require glue. These are crimpable findings. You put your leather in there, you hold it in place, and you just pinch it down. So we're gonna go through that, okay? And I also have, yesterday on the show, we looked at the antique gold colored of TierraCast sets. I have the silver, so we're gonna work with this one today. I'm really excited about it. I just love the way that TierraCast looks with our beads. Yay! Okay, so we'll get down to a little bit of playing there. I'll show you how the end findings work with the leather. And my thought is to create a multi-strand necklace. Like, I like the way that the cord fits into, I like the way that 4 pieces of cord fit into this end finding. And I've been really digging the trend with like multiple strands of necklace around the neck. Yeah, Deborah, they would be really cool to be patina painted. I agree with you. That would be fun to do the Buddha with some patina paint. Cool idea. Okay, so let me just scoot some of this stuff out of the way and show you where my head's going with this one. Okay. Okay, so my thought is to do a multi-length necklace. This, to me, this would be really cool. Don't get me wrong, but not where my head is at for this project today. And when I was looking at pictures to print out, because I wanted to share this with you today, when I was looking at pictures of necklace length, this is really handy. It gives you a good idea of where pieces lay. But then I found this picture where it was actually on a body, and this made more sense to me. Like, I'm a very visual learner, and I feel like I can make more sense about where the necklace is going to fall when I look at it on an actual body. And you can just Google necklace lengths, and this stuff is all over the internet for you. Okay, so what I want to do for this multi-strand, this is the direction that we're going in, necklace, is to have the pieces lay at 18, 19, 20, and then 21. All right, so that means we're gonna need to cut our leather just about at those lengths. So what do you do about handling the clasp in the back? And that is the part that we need to do a little bit of math before we do our measuring and cutting, okay? So I've got this set here. These are brand new. I'm so excited about them. They just launched yesterday, guys. We grabbed this stuff from TierraCast. TierraCast, you can only buy wholesale from them. So for us to be able to get their stuff and put it together in sets for you guys is really fun. So this one, you get enough ear wires to make 4 pairs of earrings and then 2 clasps. I like this one personally, a little bit bigger for a necklace. Now, I'm going to link this together as if it were hanging on the neck, okay? And then I'm gonna add in this piece here. And this one here. And then we're gonna have to drop in a jump ring there too. So I'm sure you could just like figure out how big the jump ring is and go from there. But I'm just gonna lay this out on the mat. I'm gonna measure it with the ruler and then we will just do a little bit of simple arithmetic and subtraction. Here's my 2 jump rings. These, by the way, these Beadalon finding sets are really cool. You get all kinds of like necessities, and they come in a bunch of different metal colors. I was just grabbing this from the shelf in the back and like, look how perfect this metal is to go with the TierraCast bronze. It's like a perfect match. But anyway, so keeps everything all together, and that is always helpful. Okay, so that's how big the jump ring is. And there we go. Now, we're gonna measure right now from the end here, like the top of the finding, to the top of the other finding. And the reason you don't want to measure the whole thing is because your leather is going to go in here and be pretty snugged up to the end. Does that make sense? Aw, Laura, thank you. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Okie dokie. Let's see. Should we measure in, well, I guess we'll measure in inches since our picture here is in inches, but really, I don't know if you guys could agree with this, but the metric system is so much easier. Anyway, let's just take a measurement here. Looks like it's like 1 3/4 inches ish. Okay. So that means from each of our lengths that we're going to cut, we're going to need to subtract minus 1.75. Okay. So that means we're going to be 18 minus 1 would be 17, minus 7.75 would be 16.25. Then 18. Okay, yeah. Then the next one, that would be the 18-inch length. Then the next one for the 19-inch length, we're just going to add an inch onto all of these. 17.25, 18.25, 19.25. Okay, 21, 20. Does that make sense? I think it does. Wouldn't the toggle bar need to be on the top of the circle? Wanda says. You know what, Wanda? I had it on the top there. Okay, but it's still gonna stick out just a little wee bit. And if I'm off by just that tiny little bit with my length, I personally am okay with it, just to simplify everything that we've got going on right now. Okay, so I'm gonna move these out of the way. Actually, I'm just gonna move them to the top of the mat here. Move the pieces, and off we go. So we've got a couple different color choices. I've got this yellow. I've got green. What do you think? Which one you guys feeling there? I'm just gonna gather up some of my other stuff. I think that the green is really fun, and the reason why I'm leaning there is I've got these cool little pendants here that I would love to work in. Oh, I don't know. That yellow looks kind of cool too with these guys. Deborah says yellow. All right. And I see your tips there, Deborah. We are just gonna like punt and play right here. So let's see how it goes. And guys, if you have anything to add in, please do note it. If I miss your comment rolling by right now, I will be sure to see it later. I just think that this seems like tiny. It says it's 1 millimeter, but I feel like it's 0.5. I wonder if I have a measurement tool in here. I just think this leather seems smaller than 1 millimeter. I mean, the package says 1 millimeter, but Let's just take a quick look, because if it's not the right diameter going into the end finding, it's not going to clip properly. What do you guys think? Yeah, that's tinier. That's tinier. It's got to be. I'm going to go with this, with the green, okay? Just for our measurement's sake. I don't want to crimp down on this crimp and have it not hold. And I know that these crimp beads, these crimp end findings, hold 4 pieces of 1 millimeter or 2 pieces of 2 millimeter. And I'm not sure how it's going to react with the cord that's just a tiny bit skinnier. So let's do our measuring. Okay, back to, yeah, the yellow's smaller for sure, Angie. I agree with you on that one. But again, like I said, the packaging says 1 millimeter. Anyway, we're going with green. My first choice would have been yellow too. Okay, 16.25, 17.25, 18.25, 19.25. Okay. Maybe we're going to be doing multi-strand because I'm not sure if there's enough in this 2 meter pack. Let's figure it out. Okay, there's a foot, 12 inches plus 4 to 5 is right there. Take my wire cutters and give it a trim. Yeah, guys, with that yellow being mislabeled, we'll get that fixed on the website, even though it says that on the packaging. We'll make a little editing so it's easier for you guys. Okay, then there's another foot plus 5 1/4. Trim it there. Then let's see, 18. There's a foot, another 6 inches, plus a little 1/4. Guys, I have never made this style of necklace before. We are literally scheming and dreaming and bead teaming right now. Okay, there's another foot. Oopsies, let me just double check that. My ruler moved a little bit. I was giggling. Okay, 12 inches plus 7. Okay, great. So that's awesome. So these packs of leather come in 2 meter sets, and we were able to get the whole, and we were able to get the entire 4 length 18, 19, 20, 21 shebangarang out of 1 pack. All right, here we go. I was tying my hair back behind the camera here. All right, so now I've got my end findings. And so part of me says that we need to be systematic and put these right in a row and make sure they're even Stevens going into here. But the other part of me thinks that it could be like a little bit more messy organic. So let's just see. I think it's gonna have a little bit of a messy organic look no matter what. And I would be lying if I didn't say I wasn't excited about that. I love like stacks of bracelets and big earrings and necklace layers that don't make sense. Like, I don't know. There's something so beautiful in just going to your jewelry box and throwing on whatever speaks to you in that very moment. Okay, so I'm lining up all these pieces just like that. Okay. And going to just trim this little guy right there. Actually, here. There we go. Okay, now all of these guys, I'm going to hold them, keep them together. They're friends, they're buddies. And now yesterday when I was doing this, I was saying that you had to use the nylon jaw pliers for it. This morning, I gave it a whirl with my flat nose, with like the fatty flat nose ones. And I found that it, 1, did not mar the design, and 2, it's gonna give you a little more grip to pinch this crimp down. Now you want to make sure that your crimp is down over top of the leather pieces. Let gravity do its work. Okay, like don't be holding it down this way. You're going to be making a little extra steps for yourself. So we hold the crimp end finding over top all 4 pieces of leather. They're all in there nice in a row. Okay, and then you're going to just come on in with your pliers. Okay, hold it, you know, hold the finding. Hold the finding with your pliers. You move your leather in it. Okay, now you're gripping the finding with your pliers and just squeeze. Not too terribly hard, okay? Kind of want to ease it in. Come over here and squeeze again, okay? And once you've got like a decent grip on it, now I'm going to come in with my nylon jaws and I'm really going to push this sucker down, okay? Leather pieces, you ain't going nowhere. That's right. You're becoming a necklace. Okay. And I just have to tell you, I love the look of these end findings. They look so organic and sweet. The impressions on them, TierraCast does a fantastic job, and we love the way Jesse James beads look with TierraCast products. So now we get to have our fun. We are set and ready. The focal piece I want of this necklace is going to be one of these pretty charms up here. Originally, I was thinking to go with the heart charms, but now I'm thinking maybe one of these evil eyes might be fun. Like, look at that purple. That kind of looks good with the green. But even the blue looks, ooh, it's tough to say. The beads I have to work with for this one, I pulled these blue glass ones because I really love the facets, and I thought that would look pretty with the very like high shine enamel of these pieces and of these ones. But I think I'm leaning towards this evil eye. It's got a very like beachy, Santorini, take me to the ocean right now sort of feel to it. And these beads do the same sort of thing for me personally. So, all right. This point of the program, we say free the beads. And that is when you take the beautiful bead strand in all of its beautifully designed glory. This is something Jesse James Beads prides itself on, is sourcing and manufacturing really, really cool beads and then putting them into a layout that not only lets you see all of the beads that you're getting, but also can be a jump point for creativity. Like perhaps you just want to string them up like that and make a stretch bracelet, or you're going to cut them apart and use them for a necklace. And what's really cool about the strands is you've got everything in even numbers, so you can do symmetrical beading. Or not. Or not. We like the no rules rule here, whoopsies, at Jesse James. So let me just pull these off. And now I want to put these in a dish. Did I pull this? Oh, shoot. Well, anyway, I just put these in here so we see what we have to work with. The 1mm leather is a pretty good size to go through almost all these beads. And what I dig about some of them, like I was playing with this other strand earlier, is that some of the beads are like almost not big enough to go over the leather. And then they get like kind of stuck. See that? So I'm going to pull the beads that I feel like will make good stopper-ish beads, okay? I'm going to pull the beads that are going to make like a stopper, and then we're going to design from there, okay? First and foremost, let's figure out which strand is our longest. Hold on, I'm pulling this off camera just for a second. Okay, here we go. This end This end is the long end, and I think just to mark that so that I know, I'm gonna take a paper clip, just so I don't get confused. All the strands, they really look the same. All these leather cord pieces. Okie dokie. So that's the one that's gonna be on the bottom. And that paper clip will not stay, don't worry. So we could do like some punk rock jewelry designs with safety pins and paper clips, I suppose. Okay, so now I want to see which of these blue beads are going to be able to act as our stoppers. This one looks like he's got a little bit of, he's got a little bit of tug to him. Okay, that'd be a good stopper bead. Let's see these cubes. Oh, that one's got a little more wiggle to it. Okay, well, at least there's two of those that can be stopper-esque beads. Let's see this one. I feel like this one's going to be loosey-goosey too. Yeah, which is great, which is honestly is awesome for being able to string on the leather. I just want mine to have like a little bit more traction in the middle there for the look that I think I'm envisioning. We'll see as it comes to fruition here. Okay, and then I also pulled from this other bead strand, and I know for a fact, Jack, that this bead and here he is, and this one is going to have that little bit of traction there, or I guess not traction, but yeah, a little bit of stop, a little bit of stopper action. Okay, so we've got those beads. I'm going to move these pretty guys out to the side. See you later. What else? What else? We've got some cool sparkle in here. That might be kind of fun to string up. And then, let's see. Do you know what? I did my end finding. My end finding is silver. My clasp is going to be silver. This guy is gold. So what do you guys think about doing a little bit of mixed metal? I am a big believer that metal is only a color and it can be mixed. We mix our metals all the time at Jesse James B. It's just a little, I know it's a little stepping out of the box for a lot of people. We're going to do it. Okay, this is another one of our new TierraCast sets. It's called Charmed, I'm sure. Danielle is on the comments. Everybody say hi, Danielle. Okay, and I want to see if these little beads are going to string, and then we'll get down to it. Finish up this project. I'm going to come to the end of my leather here and give it the tiniest little trim, just so it has a little point there, okay? And then these beads are super teeny. I don't know if they're gonna fit. Oh, baby, I think it might do it. This might work as a stopper bead for us. I mean, it's just a little extra trim. I don't want to trim too much because we did all of that work measuring our piece out. But I think if I can just get that angle a little bit better, oh, I'm being so careful. Okay. I think if I can just get that angle a little bit better, this bead might work. Hey, Danielle, do you have that TierraCast sample bin on your desk right now? Yeah. Could you bring the silver over to me, please? Sweet. Yeah. Thank you. Oh, check it out. See that? Okay, look, this is awesome because what we could do here is use this as a little bit of a stopper, like to give a little, thank you so much, perfect. we can use this bead as like a stopper bead to give a little bit of a floating effect to this necklace. And that is where we are headed. So this can sit there. Then you can take your other bead that would be loosey-goosey. That would be otherwise loosey-goosey on it. String that here. And then put another one of those silvers as a stopper. All right. I'm not going to get too crazy with this design. But now that we kind of played with the parts and pieces, like, okay, we set the leather up in the end finding. And then now have strung on our beads that we want to make the design, like that we figured out which beads are going to behave the way that we're intending for them to go. Now we can get to it. Okay. I think I'll just leave this one on here because it was kind of tricky to get on in the first place. This is strand number uno, our primero strand. Okay. And now I'm just going to slide my stopper bead, aka spacer bead, to the end here. Okay. And now I think I can remove my paper clip that was marking my first strand because I'll know since this bead is on there. Okay. Remember when I said we were winging it at the beginning of this tutorial? Yep. Okay, so we got one bead on. I'm going to string on this square bead. I love the look of these cubes. They're super fun. And this angle that was cut here is going to be our friend when it comes to stringing these very tiny hold spacer beads. Okay. And you see how, okay, you stick the leather into the spacer bead and it's just got a tiny little nub sticking out there. Then that's when you're going to grab it with your pliers. Get some grip, and pull it on through. And is this doing something to the leather, you might ask? Yes, it is. It's definitely distressing the leather a little bit, but I like that. So this LeatherCord USA makes a couple different sheens for their leather. This is one of the shiny ones. Like it's got like a shiny coating to it. But I like when their leather has this like distressed kind of flavoring to it. And that is what we're doing right now. We could call this, we're just like seasoning our leather. Okay. Now I think I'll add something to the next one. You guys are funny. I need a tying station or a knotty do it all. Yeah, or like a really good piece of tape on the table would probably also help. But remember when I said we're winging it? Yeah, we are. Okay, now I'm going to stick this one in here. Oops, and look at that. We need to... Thanks for the tips, guys. We definitely have tying stations in the back here on the shelves here at the Jesse James warehouse here in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. And you're right, that would make this a lot simpler. Because with the tying station, it's going to hold all of your beads. It's going to hold your project taut. And you can see the layout for everything. Next time. Or when you guys, if you want to try this 4-strander project at home, you guys can definitely get your tying stations out. It's a good idea. Alrighty. Come on now. All right. Just gonna trim this guy right here. And just giving him a little bit of a haircut. Cutting off those split ends. Okie dokie. Shooter McGavins. Come on now. Oh, maybe this guy's gonna be too tiny. There we go. Off-camera tip. Did I just put that leather in my mouth? Yes, I did. Ay, ay, ay. But hey, it worked. Lubed up that leather cord just enough. Honestly, it's just those little split ends. The leather is a natural material. So it's just those little split ends that are getting in the way of going through that bead. And also, glass beads, not all glass beads were made perfect. So if you have a bead reamer, that would be a good time to get one out if you feel like your bead hole is giving you a tiny bit of resistance. All right, so we've got 2 on there. I'm ready to add another one of these tiny spacer beads to this side. Tips and tricks, woohoo, says Laura. Yeah, girl. And you should scroll through the comments here, Laura, as well, because our crew, our friends here that I've been watching have had some really good tips and tricks of their own. You guys are awesome. That's one thing that's so cool about this Facebook community is that we are able to learn from each other so much. There is so much education online right now. Like, it sucks not being able to go and learn in person, but how lucky are we to be able to have this online community, to be able to share ideas and education. It's really cool to be able to support each other. Like, I don't know. You guys are awesome. We hang out. Oh, this one's being a little tough here. I don't want to break the leather. Whoopsie, sorry about that. I don't want to break the leather here. This one's being a little tricky. So I think I'm just going to let him go. Did you see that? I feel like the leather, like, the coating is a little thick right there, and I just don't want to hurt it. Okay, yeah, I'm just going to leave that one go. Alrighty then. Anyway, what I was saying is we're so lucky to have such a great, supportive online community. Well, just yesterday, we did the contest winners. We announced the contest winners from the Lucky You design contest. That was the Jesse James Bead St. Patrick's Day contest. And man, your guys' designs are so cool. They're just really creative. And the fact that y'all show up to support each other and cheer each other on with the pieces that you make is very, very special. Okay, so we've got our pieces going on there. Now, I don't want like too much craziness. I think I'm ready to work towards adding this in the middle. We'll finish up the next side, add the pieces of leather into the clasp, and then carry on with our Thursdays. So I'm thinking for this middle piece, maybe a little extra sparkle. Maybe a little extra sparkle. Let's see. There we go. And do you see that was just like a little bit of just pinching the leather to get it into proper form. Getting it into proper form. Okay, I'm going back to my findings kit here. Do you know what? Did I already string that guy? I did. Okay, let's grab. Oh man, Angie, I hope you have a fast recovery. Surgery is never fun. I had knee surgery just this past winter and still recovering from that one. feels really good. Like once you don't realize how good you have it until it's gone. Like you don't realize how you take for granted being able to walk, for one, or if in Angie's case, she's missing beating. And you take for granted being able to just do what you love to do until until Humpty Dumpty needs to be put back together again. And we're so blessed to have such good medicine, It blows my mind. Like when I had my knee surgery in December, it absolutely blew my mind that these surgeons just go in there and they took all these microscopic pictures of what my knee looked like on the inside. And it's just so crazy that's just another day at the office for them. Okay, so I just added a jump ring to the charm. And I'm going to slide that on here. And then we are going to be working our way to wrapping this piece up. Okay, do we like that? Let me see. Yeah, I think that'll do. Okay. So now I'm going to go back to this side. I, too, enjoy symmetry. I like a little bit of both, honestly. Pro tips. Okay. Do doing this piece again with the multiple necklace lengths, I would cut a little bit of extra leather for each one with the plan of having to trim to get into these beads, into these stopper beads. So that's the thing about jewelry making and anything such as life, is that you live and learn. You figure it out as you go. And if my necklace lengths aren't perfect when this is completed, I am going to be fine with that. That's all right. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you, everyone who's been watching today. It's such a treat to see your names pop up on the screen. It really is. And I don't typically make jewelry on Facebook. So thank you for your support. Okay. All right, we'll slide that guy right there. This is really fun, It feels really good to make stuff with your hands. Feels really good to make stuff with your hands. And it can be a little intimidating, being in front of a crowd of people. But honestly, guys, you make jewelry at home, you could do it in front of the camera. It's not that hard. You just have to try to keep your fingers in a place where everyone can see you. And that's the most difficult part. But otherwise, it's like hanging out. This is just like hanging out. And speaking of hanging out, yes, I am wetting my leather behind the camera. Speaking of hanging out, guys, we have got something really cool coming up for May 6th. May 6th will be the very first ever Jesse James Beads, Jesse James Wine and Beads. We are going to be doing a Zoom-style hangout where everyone will get to hang out together. And it will be a wine tasting from a friend that I've met just recently from a winery called Scout and Cellar. It's a women-owned, fully organic, clean-crafted winery. The wines are really good. And so we thought it would be fun to do a little taster, to taste the wine together and make some jewelry. So there will be a kit for that one. And there'll be a kit for that one. And you'll get your wines. And it'll be just like a stay at home, stay inside, wine and bead together. Oh, guys, we can all bead together. I can't wait to bead with you. That'll be really fun. So more details coming on that one. We are like massaging out the final details today and tomorrow. And then that is going to should be up. All the information should be up by Friday. So stay tuned, friends and family. Remember I said I liked symmetry. Well, we're going to go a little asymmetrical on this side, but that's all right. That's all right. Laura, you're so sweet. Thanks for showing up today. You guys' positivity and your comments, they mean the world to us. And it's not just me either. Like, we have a team here at Jesse James Beads. We've got, from Gina that's pulling your orders, Kelly answering your customer service, Danielle coming up with these really amazing graphics and cool ideas for sales and stuff like that, to Karen, my mom, who's helping find like really cool beads and components. We all work together. Everyone's opinion, everyone's input counts. And it's really awesome to be able to work with a team. We're blessed to be able to work remotely when we need to. But man, oh man, when we get together in the office here, is that the best. Thank you, Trudy. I appreciate that. Every time I take the leather back there, I really am just like giving it a little bit of good old-fashioned saliva. I hope that doesn't gross anybody out. You've done it before. Just to push all those little leather fibers together. Okay. And you just wiggle it, because leather is a natural material. It can break, but just be gentle with it. You feel it out. You can feel it if you're pushing it too hard. Like that one bead I slid on, I'm like, I don't think it's going to go any more of this leather. I can either take the bead out and start again, or we'll just have it at the end, which is what I chose. All right, let's do one more stopper-ish bead over here. Maybe just a couple of these silver pieces might be cool. Hey, Meredith. My friend from Beadalon is here. We would love to have you come meet the whole team, Meredith. I feel like we're getting somewhere with all the COVID shenanigans. Do you? Like, my grandma just had her second dose of vaccine. That makes everyone in my family breathe easier. And yeah, my best friend is getting her second dose on Sunday. Like, we're really moving along. Whether you are into the idea of the vaccine or not, like, our country is definitely getting someplace in terms of this whole pandemic. Like, can you believe it? This time last year, we were all just sitting down trying to figure out like where things were going to go and where we were like, what is happening? Do you remember, Meredith, if you're still on board here, we did the quarantine kits. Jesse James Beads put together quarantine kits with all just like kind of hodgepodge stuff we had around the warehouse. Everyone got a bead mix. Everyone got a spool of Beadalon elasticity. Everyone got some findings. Just some things like a survival kit of bead supplies, because last year at this time, all of the craft stores were closed and all of your e-commerce, all of us had to close our doors either or work with a very, very, very limited staff. So we've come a long way through that. And I'll tell you what, if there's anything about this generation, about where we are right now, I would count perseverance as one of our strong suits. You can put that on the resume for anyone living in 2020, is that we can persevere and we can overcome And there's been hardships. There's been super hardships. My boyfriend's father passed away this year. That was ridiculous. Like, just so unexpected, you know? But we've all gotten through it. Family comes together. You focus on what matters most. Oh, Cindy, that's a good tip. And we've been online. We've been able to be online and learn from each other. Cindy just said a little bit of super glue in the end will stiffen it and make the little beads on there easier. Cool idea. All right, well, I'll remember that one for next time. And if you're making this project at home, I like that tip from Cindy to put some super glue on the end. All right, I think I am satisfied with what we've got going on here. Let's put it all together, because right now it just looks like a big mess of leather and stuff. Okay. I've got this is strand 1. Here's strand 2. Here is number 3. And here is the 4th one. Yeah, Angie says it's been really hard. Like, the hardest thing about this year is that, you know, yeah, there's tragedy, but that's like us not being able to see each other or be in person or hug. That is like weird for society. We've come such a long way in terms of like closeness and hugging and that sort of thing. So to be like pushed back and have that all change, man, it's a lot. But it's still part of us. We're still like loving, together craving sort of people, if I can just put it in layman's terms. And we're getting through it. And we really have made the best of this situation with all kinds of things online and being able to still hold fast to our community here. All right, let's finish up this project. So I've got these end bits here that look like they have literally been through a war. So I'm going to come up here with my cutters and just trim them so they're all the same length, okay? Then here comes the magic part. These crimp beads are the best. Crimp end findings. Okay, gonna stick them all in there. Again, let gravity work for you. Crimp bead on top, leather strands facing downwards. And you're gonna come in with your flat nose pliers. Okay. Come in with your flat nose and give it a squeeze. Danielle, you're so right. Danielle says we've come so far with digital events. Like, we did Jesse James Summer Camp in the summertime in place of Bead Fest. And then in the winter, we had Destination North Pole. Like, just workshops online, coming together as a community. And it's been really fun. It would be even more fun in person. It'd be even more fun in person, but like I said, we were making lemonade out of lemons. Okay, so now I have given this just like kind of a rudimentary squeeze around. See how there's still space right there? You don't want that. You want this thing all the way clamped down over your leather cords. I feel if you do not have nylon jaw pliers at home, you could do this with your plain pliers. Like, this has got such like a rustic sort of like old, almost like archaeological look to it that squeezing it all the way down with your regular pliers isn't gonna mess with this design. But I do have the nylon jaws here, and we also have these at jessiejamesbeads.com along with the nylon replacement tips. You guys were asking us to get those replacement tips in. They're on the shelf. I just saw them back there. And I'm just squeezing. I'm squeezing like there's no tomorrow, because no one wants a necklace that falls apart. No, sir. I gotta stand up for this squeezing. This is a both hand squeeze. Ready? Yes. And on the other side, one more time. Superman arms. Oopsies. Yes, you give it a good old-fashioned superhero squeeze, and you are ready to rock and roll, my sisters and brothers. Okay, cool. Now, I remember someone had mentioned that the weight of your bead will pull your, necklace length down. And that is absolutely true. So if you're okay with like a wiry, sort of organic, sort of mermaid look, then this is going to be just fine for you. If you want this last string to be a little bit more clustered, like a little bit more close with his other leather buddies up here, you're going to want to make it a little bit shorter. So instead of adding an extra inch length, maybe you just do 1/2 inch for the one that's going to hold the pendant. Okay? Angie and someone else, Angie and Carolyn said, why not add glue? That is the beauty of these crimp findings. You don't need to. You don't need glue with them. They are sturdy in there. It's awesome. They're really, really great. And there are cord findings in this set. See the little one there? You do need to add glue for that one. You're not going to crimp that guy down. But these ones are made to be squeezing and pleasing. Okay, so now I'm just gonna add my clasp on, try on this necklace, and then I will send you on your way. What time is it? Oh, we're right at 12 o'clock. Cool. I was thinking maybe this class would be just 30 minutes. I'm 30 minutes late for our planning meeting that's coming up here, but that's all right. I think the team will give me a grace period. Okay, so I'm just opening up the jump ring. You guys know how to do this. Front to back always, not side to side. That's just a little forward motion twist. I'm gonna drop in my one portion of my toggle and one side of my necklace. All there together. Everybody locked and loaded, ready to be squeezed in. Let's buckle them up. Bring it right back and just wiggle, wiggle, wiggle until it gets to a closed position. Awesome. And again, to the other side. I am using right now, guys, I know you've seen these tools before, these purple shimmer tools. They're from Beadalon. They're on the Jesse James website, and I have been so sadly informed that they're not making any more of them. These kits are the best, guys. They come in a little carrying case. You can cut your piece of bead mat and just sit it right inside. Take it with you when you're traveling. But these kits, the tool kits that we have on the Jesse James site right now, these purple shimmer tool kits, that's it. That's the last of them. Once they're gone, they're gone. Breaking my heart to hear that one because I think these toolkits are the best. But anyway, I know you see these tools used online a lot. So if you've ever had a craving for them, run, don't walk. They won't be around for much longer. Okay, cool. This is fun. Yay, yay, yay. All right, so I'm going to flip the camera around. And let's see what this guy looks like on, okay? This was fun. Meredith says she's super sad about these tools going bye-bye. She's going to be hoarding some in the office. All right, well, if they sell out, we know who to go to. That's Meredith Roddy. I'm coming to find you. Okay, hi. Let's see. I don't have a proper camera stand here, so I'm just going to figure out how to prop us up. Okay, that'll work. Ta-da! Okay, so let me just remove what I've got going on here. We're gonna try on this other one. Ooh, this little heart pendant right here would have looked really nice with this color palette, don't you think? With that green leather, oh. Sweet! Am I listening to salsa, says Carolyn. I am, yeah. That is Miss Sarita over just beyond the wall here. She's always playing. salsa beats. Toolkit is sold out, says Bernadette. Oh my gosh, Bernadette, you were breaking my heart right now. Okay, so here is our necklace that we put together. Multi-strand, fun, organic. I think maybe like I might go back and add like another charm here to the top one with a jump ring. Might look cool. But yeah, for just like kind of like put together on the fly project. I mentioned at the beginning we were winging it. I wasn't kidding. For just a little winging it project. This turned out good. Thanks for watching. This was really, really fun to do. Hold on just one second here. This was really fun to do, and I have to tell you again that we at Jesse James love interacting and hanging out with you guys. So thank you for coming and kicking it today for a little bit. We have got a couple deals going on this week. This is from March 15th till Monday, March 21st. There's 10% off specialty beads. We've got buy three, get one. That's the one I wanted to tell you about. Buy three, get one free on jewelry findings. So these cool, oh shoot, sorry. So these cool beetle on sets that we have, they're buy three, get one free. And there's one more weekly deal too. What is it? Oh, free cha-cha tassel pair. Cha-cha tassels are these funky floral guys. So don't forget to go pop on to jessijamesbeads.com. You can check out what's new on the new page. Always, we drop new stuff every Wednesday and sometimes on Fridays. So go see what's going on there. I don't think we have anything new for this Friday. But just released a whole bunch of colorful, cool things. There's TierraCast sets. There's the LeatherCord USA. There's these beautiful, colorful pendants. And then if you're ever shopping at Jesse James, always make sure you click on that weekly deals tab. We always have some sort of free gift or something going on. Have a wonderful rest of your Thursday. The week is coming to a close. And I thank you again for coming and hanging out today. It's always a treat to spend time with you. Have a wonderful day, guys. Bye.